Hello everyone, this is Pooka, and hope you guys are having a great 2014, and what better way to ring in the new year with the third edition of Fake Archetype Friday, where we take commonly known decks, and then we take the alternate versions of those Pokemon, and we make them into a horrendous combination and a monstrosity of a deck. I don't even know what words to use because the decks are so bad. Alright, so for this week we're going to do Gothitelle Accelgor, one of the most hated decks in the history of the Pokemon TCG. Of course, you've got Gothitelle with the Magic Room ability, shuts up item cards, Accelgor, deck and cover, poisons and paralyzes. You lock your opponent down. We're going to do a little bit different with this Gothitelle Accelgor deck. So we're going to start off with our good old friend Gothitelle with Doom Decree. Flip 2 coins if both of them are heads. The defending Pokemon is knocked out. So this is going to be our main attacker for the deck. Not very reliable because you have to flip 2 heads in order to really do anything. But this will be our main attacker for the deck. This is the main attacker for probably one of the most popular decks I've played on this channel, which is Flips. And this is basically going to be a glorified version of that deck. Of course, we have Black Magic as well. 40 plus 20 for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. This can come in handy sometimes. With a full bench, does 140 damage, so who knows, that might come into play. For our Accelgor, we have the Team Plasma Accelgor, which has Retribution. 20 for 1. If an Escavalier you had in play was knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack during his or her last turn, put all energy attached to the defending Pokemon into your opponent's hand. So, this is very bad. But, you know, since it's Fake Archetype Friday, we're actually going to put a line of Escavalier in the deck for, you know, why not? Just for fun. We're going to let this thing get knocked out, and then perhaps we can use Retribution to return a bunch of energy. Who knows? This probably will never work, but whatever. Alright, then we have Signal Beam. 1 grass, 1 colorless. 30 damage. The defending Pokemon is now confused. So this is noticeably worse than the deck and cover Accelgor. But that's what makes it Fake Archetype Friday. We saw the Escavalier before that says Steamroll 40 and 20. That's actually not that bad. Slashing Strike 80. Perhaps this could come in handy, but I doubt it. We also have Victini for the Victory Star ability. Allows us to reflip our coins for Doom Decree. This only works on attacks. This is a very common misconception people think all the time. You could reflip for Crushing Hammer or Pokemon Catcher or Hypnotoxic Laser. No, only attacks. So only Doom Decree, basically, for this deck. But it improves your odds greatly, so we do need to run it. And then, of course, we're going to have Mr. Mime as well, since we want to protect our bench. This has pretty much become a staple in a lot of decks if you're not running Garbodor, because protecting your bench is pretty sweet. For the other stuff, nothing too fancy. We do have a Tropical Beach. I suppose that is kind of fancy. Don't really need it, but we got one just in case. We have EXP Share to try to keep some energy in play. You never know. And a Silver Bangle, because you never know when a Silver Bangle can come in handy. And then we have 4 of these Blend Energy, since it can provide both Psychic and Grass, perhaps a Fire for Victini's stored power in a pinch. We have a Grass for Accelgor, a Metal for Escavalier, and then 6 Psychic Energy. So basically we're just going to be using Doom Decree a lot if we actually get an opportunity to do that. Alright, so enough of that. Let's just get right into a game with the deck, and we'll see how this deck will perform. I am not too optimistic about this, but let's see. We're going up against King CJB316. Alrighty. And we'll have to see what the King is playing here. But, yeah, this is just going to be me trying to power up Gothitelle. We're going to see if we can squeeze Accelgor or Escavalier in there somewhere to, you know, get some value out of those guys. But basically, we're going to be flipping a lot of coins with Doom Decree and hoping for some double heads. And let's just try not to be, an embarrassment. So we see a Virizion and a Mewtwo, a regular Virizion, not the EX, and then a Mewtwo EX. Now Mewtwo is a big pain because for 2 energy it basically knocks out our Gothitelle. Gothitelle is weak to Psychic, so that's not very good, but we'll see what we can do. I'll just go ahead and put down a Tropical Beach. We do have the rare candy in hand, so we're going to try to draw into a Gothitelle. No sense in discarding all that stuff if we don't really have to. And we do draw into a Gothitelle, so that was a pretty nice Tropical Beach to fill our hand up to 7 cards. We see a Charon, and there's a Virizion EX. And then another Mewtwo, oh boy. So this is some kind of Virizion Mewtwo deck, which is probably not what we wanted to see. But, we'll see if we can make something work here. And we will get the turn to Gothitelle. Not quite as strong as the Magic Room one. If we could be shutting off items right now, that'd be sweet. But, no. we're potentially using Doom Decree, which is much, much worse. Okay, so let's see what we want to Ultra Ball for. I can grab, a Shelmet maybe. Gothita, I could do a Scavalier, evolve into that. Probably another Gothita is my best bet here. We could also do Victini, but I'm going to take a Shelmet, since we're probably going to need some sacrificial lambs as we power up a bunch of Gothitelle this game. And then we'll put down the Victini, Level Ball for Gothita, and then we can probably use Tropical Beach one more time. Alright. So we'll draw a couple cards here. I could have played a switch into Gothitelle there and gone for a Doom Decree, but then if my opponent just had a double colorless energy on a Mewtwo, X-Ball would have laid me to waste immediately, and I would have had no response. So I want to at least have some responses powered up before I just go all gung-ho and try to Doom Decree. We're going to play it a little patiently. If I get time to power up all my boys, I think I might actually be at the advantage. Since, if I can power up Black Magic, I may actually, I don't know, I might be able to deal with Mewtwo's. But you know what? This is all about the flips, baby. Let's go ahead and just, why not? Let's just switch in there, play an N, and then go for the Doom Decree. Oh, got a double heads. That is an instant knockout on that Virizion, but a Mewtwo comes right out. This is not looking good. We see a Rock Guard. That's probably not going to matter, since Doom Decree doesn't actually do any damage, and Mewtwo just knocks me out in one hit anyway. But hey, it looks flashy. I gotta give him some style points for that. Alright, so we're gonna activate the EXP share on the knockout from X-Ball. And you know what? We're just gonna try to keep up. Throw up the Gothorita, evolve into Gothitelle. Gonna attach another energy here and go for another Doom Decree this turn. First, we're gonna Ultra Ball. It's kind of tricky trying to decide what cards to get rid of here. I'm probably getting rid of Switch for sure. And then the other cards are going to be a little tricky. We're going to get rid of the Skyla, since it seems like Skyla is probably not a card we're going to play at this point in the game anymore. We're going to be wanting to draw lots and lots of cards from here on out, or disrupting my opponent with N. One of the two. And we'll go ahead with the Chorus for a mighty 7 cards. And this is going to be a big turn if we can get a Doom Decree right now. Here we go. Doom Decree, double tails. But we do get one more shot with Victini's Victory Star. So we can go ahead and reflip. And whoa! Double heads again. We're 2 for 2. Wow. Alright, we're actually winning the game. We are up 2 prizes here on King CJB 316. But this is about to evaporate very quickly. Here comes Mewtwo with another double colorless, and that means we're going to get hit with another X-Ball in the face for 160 damage. Alright, so this is going to be our time to recover, I think. I'm going to promote Shelmet since we can evolve into Accelgor, and that does have free retreat, so we can just kind of throw him out there. Why not? And let's see what we need to do here. So a Super Rod is in order. We'll we'll probably go ahead and shuffle in the whole Gothitelle line. May as well do that. Get those out there. Then we'll attach probably to a Gothita. Should probably just attach the blend. This is tricky. I don't want to discard too many resources at this point because I do need to get a string of Gothitelle going. I would also prefer not to get rid of my dowsing machine too early, but I may need to this turn. You know, just to get another Gothita going. Pokemon Catcher is a possibility. So we need to... And you know, I could Tropical Beach here, but I would only be drawing one. So I'm probably going to have to play at least the dowsing machine this turn. And let's see what we want to get rid of. Probably just the grass and the metal. And what do we want to get back? Probably Super Rod, to be completely honest. Shuffle more Goths into the deck and get an energy back as well. So there we go. Psychic, Gothita, and a Gothitelle. And then we can Juniper, or we can just Tropical Beach here. Both would be acceptable. I might try to Juniper just to try to get another Gothita into play, but Tropical Beach seems like the way to go here. Just, you know, draw. We already have a rare candy in the hand, so let's just roll with what we've got. And seems like the right decision at this point, because we do need to get more and more Gothitelle into play to have a shot, you know? 2 more Doom Decrees, I think, we can win the game. That's weird to think about that we could actually win with this deck, but we're 2 for 2 on Doom Decree, and instantly knocking out a Pokemon is pretty good. I'll say that much. I cannot complain about instantly knocking someone out. I've seen worse in the game. Alright, so my opponent's gonna intelligently float stone and retreat into Virizion EX and Emerald Slash the Accelgor, realizing, oh, another Gothitelle could come, and I want to save my Mewtwo to knock that out. So that was a pretty smart move. So 2 energy go on to the Virizion. My opponent could probably retreat and leave Wallop for the knockout next turn, only sacrificing a 1 prize attacker if that does happen. So here I actually am probably going to retreat Accelgor, and we're actually going to get a Colress. Draw, I think those 6 cards. Get another Gothita, which is nice. And we can retreat into Carablast and just kind of sacrifice that as well. So this is basically just buying time for me to attach more energy, get more stuff into play, and try to go for another 1-2 punch with 2 Doom Decrees to finish off the game. This does not seem very likely, and the golden Pokemon catcher. Whew. Tails. If that were heads, I don't think there would be much hope in this game. This would be pretty much over. That Gothitelle would go down, 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 and this would be all over, folks. Plain and simple. We do see the Emerald Slash onto another Virizion. And I'm going to evolve into a Scavalier. We did get that into play. Could be setting up some Retribution plays on that Accelgor on the bench. Ooh, who knows? But we're going to go ahead and draw a fresh 3. Just going to make sure I don't deck out here. I actually do have a 3 retreat cost. And I believe I've used all my switching cards. So, if my opponent decided to, like, not knock out that Scavalier, I would probably deck out and lose. Oops. But my opponent has no way of knowing that, so my opponent's probably just going to knock out his Scavalier. And we'll go from there. So Mewtwo is all powered up. And I would assume this is almost certainly going to come down to some Doom Decree flippage. We do see another Emerald Slash powering up that Virizion EX on the bench. My opponent runs a ton of grass energy, apparently. And here we go. We're going to attach to the bench Gothitelle in preparation and go for another Doom Decree, our 3rd of the game. And you got to be kidding me. What? Another double heads? Virizion EX goes down, and all of a sudden we are down to 1 prize? Are you kidding me? Is Gothitelle Accelgor going to actually take a victory here? Against the Virizion Mewtwo deck, we see an X-Ball If we actually get an energy, we can black magic for the game. And what? We drew the blend. There it is. The blend goes on Gothitelle. And we get to use black magic for 200 and knock out the Mewtwo EX for the game. I can't believe that just happened. 3 for 3 on Doom Decree. Happy New Year to everybody, especially me. Wow. That is the power of the flips, folks. And that is the power of the Fake Archetype Friday. We are now 2-1 on Fake Archetype Friday. I cannot believe that just happened again. So leave me some suggestions down in the comments for decks you want to see for the next Fake Archetype Friday. Remember, we're trying to use popular decks and use alternate versions of the Pokemon to try to make a silly combination of cards. This week it was successful. Next week will probably be painful and embarrassing. But until then, thanks guys for watching. I am Pooka from the Top Cut. I'll have some more videos for you guys soon, and I will see you guys next time.